I totally agree as well, but he does have a good point. We know if we cut off any wire from anything that your warranty is void. I mean, that's it. First test it, measure it, see if it's 100% correct. Afterwards, then go take it off. If you don't want to take it off, I would really suggest arc box. I'll put the picture on here. So that contains, it's like refractory material. It contains the arc inside, so it doesn't ignite. The problem we've got is not always on that arc. It won't really start a fire. It depends where it sits. Some of the panels are fire resistant in a way, but the thing is the arc, it's like welding. The welding will drop. I mean, just see if you weld, how quickly, anybody that welds somewhere will know how quickly suddenly something bursts into flames, but you are there so you can quickly put it out. So if you've got a steel roof, corrugated roof or whatever, you never know what's below your panels. Bird nests. So yeah, if you don't maintain your panels, that's very important to do your maintenance, to clean your panels below. It needs to be, we know we need, the result shows the best is to raise it at least 100 millimeter, but not too much as well, so that the heat can come through, and also so that you can look through it and clean it if possible. And your gutters as well, because the gutters is where all the leaves and everything lies. So that arc falling inside there, that ignites, and then the fire will be big enough, and then your panels will burn. They burn quite dramatically if they get quite a lot of combustion, and you won't know it. You will sit inside your home, you won't know it. You will smell something until it's too late. And even if it burns, your solar panels will produce it. There's people putting inline fuses, all those things help, but we know the design basically is straight to the inverter. Nothing in between. Anything in between is a potential, you raise the risk. But then you need to protect your equipment as well. So now we've got fuses and DC boxes and this and that. But I mean, every installation has to have that connection. So if you can take it off and see that it is exactly the same, you will take lots of risk away. They did some tests. I'll try to put up this. Yeah, that's the number one failure of solar panels is MC4s. That's it. And then disconnections, polarity breakers, and not your non-polarity breakers as such, and your fuses, using AC fuses, not DC fuses, all those things. And I mean, in the combiner box is very important. Very good solution is thermorestor. I really feel that needs to come in. It's not that expensive, because loose connections in your combiner box is the next weak point, and then into your inverter. And some of the inverters has exactly the same. You put your MC4 connections on. Let them, with every 4 panels, just give us a bucket of exactly the same MC4 connections. I did went through the warranties on the Longies or the installation manual on the Longie panels on Canadian JA Solar and on AE Solar. Nowhere it says if you disconnect, if you cut the wire, that it is void. Everyone say, look at the MC4. If they don't match, contact your supplier. But I mean, now you're sitting at the job, you're 300 kilometers away. So yeah, I think thermal is very important to maybe connect everything and see if there's any hot connections, if there's any cracked cells, because it travels 10,000 kilometers. It moved 15 warehouses, went on ships, on trucks. You never know what you're getting. It looks complete, but somebody walked on it. Anything can happen. Then there's you can do something on the warranty. But I mean, if it's damaged like that, they will maybe see how did it travel. But I mean, you can at least do it. So thermal is very important. I think thermal really has to come in. We really try to speak to Francois. He's going to try to see if you can get the cores on track, so that at least that you know how to use a thermal camera, just the basics. You won't be able to give any certification. It's like a learner's license. You cannot use it, but that's going to be important. I mean, you get cat phones that's got the thermal in, FLIR, not too bad. Also, Black Magic also has. We will look at certain, entry level, so that you can just make sure, especially on the panels and your MC4 connections, and also in your combiner boxes. Like I say, the thermistor, very important, into your combiner box. Any loose connection, it will arc, it will start to get hot. You will get a notification. Prevention is always better. And then also, like I say, into your inverter, if you can take it out, but you cannot always, because again, the warranty. But now they've got these MC4. I hate MC4 connections. I cannot believe that technology goes so on and we still sit with these MC4 connections. I think the Longi panels could be a problem, because you have and some of the bifacial panels, you've got very short cabling, so they just fit next to one another. So I think that could be a problem. But then there's, like in the UK and also in Netherlands, they don't do any connections without the ARC box. Again, if you cannot do a MC4 connection correctly, leave it as is. Then you will make it worse. If you cannot make proper crimps, and you don't know if your quality MC4 connections are really good. So if you MC4 connections, the expensive ones might be double the price. But I mean, how many do you really use? Let the client pay for it. Get the risks out of your way. One of these days, there's going to be some law, some claims in South Africa, and it's going to go to court. And only then we will see new things and prevention and everything. At this stage, COCs, everybody's happy. It's got basically not really much to do with the whole solar installation. But yeah, for those who listen to the end, thanks a lot.